Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. It was in this gospel, God, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai wherever it may be. This is the follow-up to the lesson, How America Will Collapse by 2025. As this is an article by this called Salon. This article was published December 6, 2010. So it's been roughly 15 years, but it's on point for today's time. Okay. And there's several other, hold up. Salak, give me 1 second. Salaki, let me check this email real quick. The fuck is this? Salaki, brothers, my bad. I'm checking my work email. Just got something that came in. Anyway, yep, it was published back in 2010, and it mentioned how America will collapse, and they go into different scenarios that's plaguing Babylon from within. First and foremost, you got what they call this immigration or migration issue, which the borders were open. Under the border, well, for one thing, the borders have been open. People have been coming across here for decades, and that's nothing new. All right. Anybody that tells you that the migrant crisis started last year, that's a damn lie. Okay. This has been an ongoing thing for decades. This is why you have roughly 50, 60 million migrants here. And a lot of them is undocumented, according to Esau's, according to his records. You see? But anyway, it reads, I think I left off right here at this second, third, fourth paragraph. Yep, I left off right here when it goes into no such luck under current projections, but the United States will find itself in second place behind China. I've read that already. Wrapped in imperial hubris like Whitehall, Quay, or Say before it, the White House seems to still imagine that American decline will be gradual. And as we brought out the precept yesterday, that behold, I've seen Satan fall as lightning, okay, which is a representation of this man's kingdom. Now, the reason why it says imperial hubris, let's see what that means. Let's look this up real quick. All right. Oh, okay, so it's a book by Michael Schur, which is Why the War is Losing the War on Terror. Okay, so that's actually a book like Whitehall, Quay, or Say before it, but the White House still seems to imagine that the American decline will be gradual, gentle, and partial. But in his State of the Union address last January, President Obama, which this is pretty old, all right, but a lot of the policies that Obama pushed forth is being implemented today. But it says, in his State of the Union address last January, Obama offered the reassurance that I do not accept second place for the United States of America. But a few days later, Vice President Biden, which he's the current president, ridiculed the very idea that we are destined to fulfill Kennedy's prophecy that we are going to be a great nation that has failed because we lost control of our economy or overextended it. Similarly, writing the November issue of the establishment journal, Foreign Affairs neoliberal foreign policy guru Joseph Nye waved to talk about China's economic and military rise, dismissing misleading metaphors or organic decline, and denying that any deterioration of the U.S. global power is on its way. But, you know, he mentioned the economy, but they got what they call Bidenomics, okay? When basically he totally inflated the economy because the average cost of a freaking one-bedroom apartment is damn near $1,200, man, depending on what part of the country you live in. So that's already a hefty decline. But yet they're building up all this infrastructure. You know, they're building up these tourist sites, but yet nobody can afford to live here. Like Kansas City, rent then went up fucking 17 to 20%. I remember it was fairly reasonable to live in this city. Now, shit, you come here, you paying $1,500 for. Shit, I was looking at a nice little apartment last week, man, and it was talking about $1,200 for 456 square feet. I'm like, what the hell I'm gonna do with that? You know, I'm like, I can't do anything with that. But that's the common norm now, which proves that this place is on an economic decline. But something else stood out as well, that made mention that I wanted to go into. On New Year's Eve, lightning strike struck the Empire State, which represents the power and decadence, okay, the authority. Then you had the Washington Monument, and then you had the Congress, which are symbols of oppression. Okay, the Congress is where they bring forth the laws, where a group of these Edomite committees come together to find laws to oppress people, mainly Jake. And I believe that you had lightning strikes that hit them all three simultaneously. And you notice how they say like death and destruction comes in threes. You know, so these are very key capital monuments in Babylon, okay? And they all represent Esau Edom's globe. That represents his power and his preeminence. Even though these go back to ancient Babylonian customs, Esau Edom has followed the customs of the other nations and these other empires, man. Okay, so I'm going to play this video real quick and get a couple of precepts. Slack it for me being all over the place. I'm trying to work and do this at the same time. So bear with me, but here we go.
Wow. You got it? I think so, yeah. Did it? Oh. Wow. You got it? I think so, yeah. Did it? Oh.
All right, let's find a better video.
Begin at noon with that breaking news. The start of 2025 marred by tragedy in one of America's most celebratory cities.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, not that. That's the Capitol building right there. It's where a lot of laws of Congress, Capitol Hill. This is their ancient equivalent of what they called, what do they call the temple? I think the what is it? The Temple of Mars or Jupiter? Shit, I forgot. I was looking up something during the time of the Romans, and I believe it was like their. Matter of fact, let me double check it real quick. I don't want to butcher it. Let's look up the Roman capital city. No. Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill. I think it was like the Temple of Mars or some shit like that. Let me double check though. Tempio di Marte. It's not necessarily the same thing, but just the structure, you know, where a lot of worship, a lot of wickedness was taking place. But yet you had capital states in Rome, man. All right. So America is Rome 2.0. See, all three of them. It says that lightning strikes all three of these buildings on New Year's Eve. And these are omens from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that Esau Edom is getting ready to go down, man. And it's about time, all right? Because, hey, we're ready to get salvation. All right, but let me try to find, matter of fact, let's do a YouTube. Let's look on YouTube because I don't want to get copyrighted. Lightning strikes Washington Monument. Yep, Washington Monument hit by lightning. Lightning bolt strikes the Empire State Building. Let's see what else they pull up. This is the most recent. Let's do this. Lightning strikes Capitol Hill. Message from God. Yeah, it's not really giving you too much detail on that. They may be trying to hide that one, but whatever, man. We know that that's the case. Okay. because we know that America's in a quick decline. But anyway, it says, similarly, the writing of November issue of the established Journal of Foreign Affairs, neoliberal foreign policy guru Joseph Nye waved away talk of China's economic and military rise, dismissing misleading metaphors of organic decline and denying that any deterioration in U.S. global power is underway. So that's basically Esau Edom in denial, you see, because the scriptures say that they think that their houses shall continue forever. Matter of fact, let's pull that Psalms 49. All right, and get some understanding on this. Psalms 49 and 11. And it reads, it says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. And they call their lands by their own names, right? Because that mentality of we can never go down, all right? Matter of fact, that's Isaiah 47. It says, I should not know the loss of children, neither should I be brought down, roughly paraphrasing it, because that's the pride of this devil. And this is why a lot of times when they're speaking in a futuristic sense, like, oh yeah, in the 50 years, 60 years, by 2022, America ain't gonna be around too much longer. Okay, the Most High is getting ready to take this place out any day now, all right? Because all the prophecies are in play. Okay, the economy is on the cusp of declining. Well, it's already declined, but collapsing. Okay, the people are morally inferior now, all right? People have no morals. I mean, people are just bugging out. People getting pushed off train platforms and getting hit by trains. People are running into fucking crowds, man. People are shooting. It's just all types of wickedness going on. This place can't last too much longer. Okay, civil unrest is getting ready to break out any moment. See? So this is the book of Isaiah 47. And 7, it says, and thou saith, I should be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Yeah, because Esau don't understand that his inception is near. Okay, the average cracker, they don't really believe that, even though they see their world spiraling before them. And their mindset is the pride. Oh, we can never go down. We're Americans. Okay, that's what your mouth say. But the economy says different. And sooner or later, the elites, they're going to pull a plug on Babylon. And you people are going to be in the street like reservoir dogs, man. And it says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, right? Because the women are all out of order. Okay, the men are out of order. The children are out of order. Okay, the food is poison and toxic. The water is poison. The air is tainted. This is why everybody came down with what they call that, what is that called? A norovirus or some shit. It's basically like a inflammation of the digestive tract. Is like a flu with hot sauce, man. Everybody is just sick all over the place. Like when you go on Facebook, everybody and their mother has contracted some type of illness prior to the new year, man. Because remember, they were spraying fog, whatever they were spraying in the air or trying to cover up. I mean, it was foggy in Missouri for about damn near a week and a half, man, all for knowing. You see? So people are sick. But it says, therefore, hear now this, that thou that art giving to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I should not sit as a widow, neither should I know the loss of children, all right? And this is the pride that Esau has, because in his mindset, nobody's going to take him down, right? The Most High is getting ready to take him down. You see? So it says here, ordinary Americans watching their job head overseas have a more realistic view than ever. And this was 15 years ago. So how much worse it is today. Have a more realistic view than their, cassetted leaders. But an opinion poll in August 2010 found that 65% of Americans believe the country was now in a state of decline. And this was 15 years ago. So how much more now? But already Australia and Turkey, traditionally U.S. military allies, are using their American-manufactured weapons for joint air and naval maneuvers with China. Already America's closest economic partners are backing away from Washington's opposition to China's rigged currency rates, man. I think it was, the Chinese yuan? And China, they're in a shitty economy now. They're pretty much collapsing, you know, because you got what they call, what's that? Damn, I just lost my mind. I just lost my train of thought. But people were building houses. They're building up cities, and nobody's able to live in the houses because people are in debt, man. Okay, it was a show that came out called Squid Games, and all these people was in Korea. It took place in Korea. But basically everybody was in debt. Well, people that was in debt, they had to participate in this big game of life or death, man. You know, just to get out of debt. And that's pretty much how it's going to be, like the Hunger Games, man. But it reads, it says, as the president flew back from his Asian tour last month, a gloomy New York Times headline summed the moment up. This way, Obama's economic view. As the president flew back from his Asian tour last month, a gloomy New York Times headline summed up the moment. This way, Obama's economic view is rejected on world stage. China, Britain, and Germany challenged U.S. trade talks or Seoul will fail too. So they're basically just going into how this shit is through, man. All right, like going into the dollar and all this other madness, you know, from weaponry to outsourcing of jobs. America's not going to come back from it. All right. Let's go from here to the book of Jeremiah 51, and where it ended. And it reads here, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. It says, lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that should be heard in the land. All right. A rumor should come both 1 year, and after that, another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Those rumors are talking about war. Okay, as you have talks now that deploying more U.S. troops to the Middle East, man. Okay, to parts of Yemen, all right, to parts of Tel Aviv, you know, in that Middle Eastern region, or what they would consider the Middle East, which is Asia. You see, Russia and Ukraine. Now all of a sudden, Turkey wants to converge over to the into the BRICS. There's all types of stuff that's happening, man, into the dividing of these nations. So Esau is getting ready to be asked out. But it says, therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon. And the Lord showed us that with those 3 lightning strikes. Okay, with the Washington Monument, which is nothing but an Egyptian obelisk, which is a phallic symbol, which is a penis. Also, the Washington Capitol, which represents the oppression. You know, Capitol Hill, basically, you know, their oppression, their rule. You know, their rulership, their iron fist over the people. And also the Empire State. So this man's pride is being broken down. But it says, therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and our whole land should be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Yeah. And this land is going to be confounded through the missiles, because actually, when you go back to the article, it mentioned right here, it says the future scenarios include economic decline. We're seeing that. Oil shock, we're seeing that because the average price for fucking barrel of oil was over $100 now. Military misadventure, right. They are unlawfully invading other people's lands. They're setting up other bases in other people's lands. They're trying to overthrow what Syria's already been overthrown. But you're setting up no-fly zones over so-called sovereign nations, and you're setting up central banks in sovereign nations, man. And World War III. It says, while these are hardly the only possibilities when it comes to the American decline or even collapse, they offer a window into on-rushing future. This is why the Lord said, man, hey, he should be chased away as a dream. Okay, the eyes that behold him shouldn't see him no more. Because one day this devil is just going to go down, and it's going to be it. You know? But anyway, it says here, 48, then the heavens and the earth and all that there is therein shall sing for Babylon. For the spoilers should come unto her from the north, which is Russia and their allies, says the Lord. As Babylon have caused the slain of Israel to fall, which is our people, so at Babylon shall the fall. It says, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. And when has this ever happened? Over them small hats. Okay, this don't play a role with you small hats, because let's just say if you small hats were the actual Israelites, right? And because, you know, we went into the Babylonian captivity and we were slain by the Babylonians. But this is talking about a future Babylon. But when have the Most High ever did judgment on the nations around the world because of you? And I'll wait, because you don't fit the bill of prophecy. But it says, but ye have escaped the sword, go away and stand not still, and remember the Lord afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. For we are confounded, because we have heard reproach. shame have covered our faces, and for strangers are coming to the sanctuaries of the Lord's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, the idols, man. Okay, your American idols, your relics, your belief systems. The Most High is getting ready to squash all that, and through all her land, the wounded shall groan. All right. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to make his ultimate move, man, which is to finally put this place out of commission once and for all, man. All right. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you will edify. To the next lesson. Shalom.